Attention, the following video is going to totally kick. If you enjoy any of it and or have a large please click the like button below. Enjoy.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the Pokemon Emporium, the Scalper's Paradise, the warehouse, internet retail, strip mall. Excuse me. I've got some orders here on the table that are going out today, so I figured I would show you. And here it is. Not a whole lot going on, but the totals are pretty good. It just doesn't look like a whole lot when you're looking at it. So let's start it off. Here we go. We have the V-Heroes 10 set of 3 for $196. We got 2 booster boxes of the Weiss Schwarz Hololive going out for $99, basically $100. We got some Buzz Lightyear action figures. I got these clearanced out a while back. I think they were only $1 a piece, but when they sold individually, I probably wasn't making any money. Yeah, because I was selling them for $9. These two sold together though, so I actually made a little bit of money here because of the combined shipping. About $17.50 for the two. We got a little action hero guy here, sold for $10, and then we got the Miami lapel pin for $12 free ship. That does it for the, and then we have a magnet, a Hova magnet going out here. If you guys don't know, I have a listing on my eBay store where there's a bunch of different Hova stickers and Hova magnets. Well, only one magnet and then a bunch of different stickers. That sold for $5. Art sets. We got some Shining Fates art sets, 2 bundles of 4 there, sold for $76. We got another one of our first partner binders. We are so close to being sold out on those. I am very excited. Just sold for just under $14 there. We got a single art set of Fusion Strike here, sold for $50, and then we have a set of 3 that sold for $150. We have a Noivern V Battle Deck that sold for $12. We have a Zekrom EX. I actually just opened this today out of the new Black Bolt set that came out. It was ETBs only, special set. That sold for $3.75. And we have a Gengar from Fusion Strike there for $2. So not too bad of a sales table here. I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera off, and I'm going to get all this packed up. And I'm going to get it out, and I'll turn the camera back on whenever something new and exciting happens. Beautiful people of the internet, welcome back to the shed. We're reading a viewer question here real quick, and then I've got some orders to show you guys. So let's get to the question. We have a question here from Zombit C. Great job. Question for you. How do you handle people who send in cancellation requests? Do you always approve, even if the reason is dumb, as long as you haven't shipped it? I'm starting to sell, and once in a blue moon, I'll get a cancellation request, and so far, I've just accepted it. So, my answer to this question has changed somewhat recently, because I used to have, like, no returns accepted in the description, and had my settings set on eBay to where, like, basically there was I had to approve a return request, right? I recently changed that to all returns accepted automatically without approval from me. The reason I did that is because I came to realize, and I've always told people this anyways, like a lot of people are like, oh, I didn't want to get one on eBay because I was scared I was going to get scammed, or it wasn't going to be legit, or it was going to be broken or whatever. I've always told, well, for the last like 5 years or so, probably, I've told people that when it comes to eBay, you are so well protected buying anything. I'm not saying you can't buy, let's say a memory card. This happened to me. I bought a 1 gig memory card, and I was like, that price is too good. It's unbeatable. It's half the price it is on Amazon for the exact same one. It's name brand. It's brand new, blah, blah, blah. I got it. Popped it in my computer. It wasn't a gig. It was like 256 megabytes or whatever. And I was like, they got me. The thing is with eBay, if you shoot a message to eBay, or you can start a claim right on the app or on the website very easily, and just state your case and what's going on, and maybe even provide a little bit of evidence if you need to, but 99% of the time you don't even have to. eBay is just going to save face with everybody and make sure all parties are happy. They're just going to go ahead and either allow you to return it for a refund, or, you know, whatever they're going to do, they're going to make it right. Something that happened to me is I sold, so let me show you guys. This is something I sell a decent amount of. So these guys right here, they're card savers, right? You guys have seen me ship out a ton of these things. They come in this bulk box of, what is it, 200? Yeah, a bulk box of 200. For whatever reason, when I listed these, not many people were buying 200 at a time, because a lot of people just use them for card submissions whenever they want to grade cards. But most people aren't sending in 200. They're sending in 1, 2, 3, 5, 15, 25 at the most, like most people, because it's expensive to grade cards. So what I do is there's 2 bundles in here of 100. I take them out and I sell them in bundles of 50. I did that for a customer, and I just hand count them. Obviously, I don't have like a machine that processes it or anything. And then I put them in another poly bag after I count out the 50. I try to make it look as like brand new as I still can, even though it's an open box, and then I repackaged it in a smaller quantity. I make the packaging nice and neat and everything. And this buyer reached out afterwards and first of all complained that there was only 49, not 50. So I, to be honest, to be a bit of a smartass, I refunded him the prorated amount for what it would have been for one. And I was like, very sorry that I miscounted and you were 1 off on your card saver. Like, yes, it is my fault. He should have received 50. That's what he paid for. He didn't pay for 49. But also I was like, really? Like, if it was me and I was buying 50 card savers and I got 49, I would have just been like, oh, well, that kind of sucks, but it's 1. What are you going to do? Who cares? This guy threw a fit, and in the same message, he was like, there's no way these are, he's like, I paid for brand new. And the way he worded it is I could tell he didn't read the description of my listing that said, these are pulled from a sealed case of 200, and I will count out 50, and then I will ship you 50 instead of the 200 in the sealed box. He didn't read that part, and he had buyer's remorse, and was upset that, there might have been a little dust on him or something. And he was trying to claim that I was peddling used card savers and trying to pass them off as brand new. And I'm like, dude, I've sold like 90 of these bundles of 50, and you're the first person to ever have an issue, for one. And B, like, why would I even waste my time trying to do that, right? Like, we're not talking about huge amounts of money here on these or anything like that. So I fought it, and I opened a case with eBay or whatever, and I ended up talking to an employee, and I'm like, look, this guy, it's clearly buyer's remorse. He didn't read the description. He didn't understand that he was getting 50 broken down out of 200, and now he's just trying to get a return, get his money back, whatever. I said, I've sold X amount of these before, never had an issue. This is the first guy to have an issue, blah, blah, blah. eBay ended up siding with this buyer, even though I'd sold so many of them, had 0 issues. It was brand new sealed product. I didn't sell him anything used. They sided with this guy and gave him a refund. I think I either got the product back or eBay did it where I got refunded, but the buyer did too. So I was technically out of nothing, and neither was the buyer. But it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way that this guy was just being a douche about it and basically making false claims and trying to say that I was like a scammer selling used stuff as new, and won the case. So after that, it kind of opened my eyes to, it was like, these things are going to come up where people are going to get away with these returns, whether or not I have a return policy that tries to fight the system or not. So I just changed my return policy to where all returns are accepted. And then I have had some that, a return will come in, it gets auto accepted by the system. And I'm like, hey, this is clearly not a legitimate return. They're just trying to get a refund, blah, blah, blah. And I fought it and I've won. But anyways, long story short, when you buy stuff on eBay, you are very, very safe as a buyer. A seller, it gets a little, like, you have to be really, really careful how you sell stuff on eBay and how you cover your own butt on what you're selling. Otherwise, you can actually get had as a seller easier than you can as a buyer, in my opinion. because I do both. I sell on eBay, obviously, but I also buy a lot on eBay, and I've never had an issue as a buyer on eBay. I've always, if I've ever had any kind of issue at all, eBay will take care of it, because the ramifications on the seller are so extreme that half the time, you know, if the seller doesn't immediately make it right, eBay will. They'll step in and they will make it right. So anyways, that's my policy on returns. I know that was a very long-winded answer, but for some of you guys that are actually selling, hopefully you'll appreciate that backstory. All right, let's show you guys the orders. Oh shit. And here we go. Pretty decent orders. Let's get it real quick. Let's go through it. We got 11 Scooby-Doo VHSs in a lot, sold for $40. So, you know, all those yard sales you see, I mean, I roll my eyes at $1 VHS. I think that's crazy for a yard sale. But, if, you know, if they're 25 cents, heck, half the time they're free, and I see like a bunch of like items, I'll pick them up. Those sold for $40. We got a Rocko's Modern Life. Used to watch that cartoon a lot when I was growing up. That sold for, it's a metal lunchbox with a puzzle inside. These are actually, I think whenever ThinkGeek got bought out by, I can't even remember, was it GameStop? I think GameStop bought out ThinkGeek, and when that happened, they had like a 75% off clearance sale or something online, and I bought a bunch of stuff, and this was one of those items. Don't know exactly what I paid for it, but it sold for $25, so not too shabby. And then we sold another Bob's Burgers Monopoly. I think I only have, like, I'm actually getting down to the bottom of those. Like, they're selling. It's crazy. $40 on that, and then it's an international sale, so they also spent $40 on shipping. I didn't really account for that business. I guess a lot of people shop on eBay, and even though these might not be the hardest to find over here in the U.S., in some other places of the world, they might be a little harder to find. So somebody was willing to spend $80 on that. Clearly, they're a big fan of the show. So that does it for the personal eBay sales. And now let's get into the Pokemans and the other trading cards. We got some more Weiss Schwarz booster boxes. Weiss Schwarz been selling really well lately. There's a little bit of an uptick in the market. Loving to see it. We got Chainsaw Man sold for $79. We got HoloLive sold for $100. And then we got RWBY. That sold for $85. Fun fact, the same people that did RWBY are the same people that did Red versus Blue. I think, unless I'm mixing that up with something else. I'm pretty sure it's the same people that did Red versus Blue. Let's see, they should be on here somewhere if I'm right. Yep, right there. Rooster Teeth Productions. If you guys remember Rooster Teeth, they were the ones that did Red versus Blue, the Halo machinima from way back in the day. That might be dating myself. Most people might not even know what Red versus Blue is, but a couple of you might. So anyways, we got a single card here. Dynamo. This is from the new set, the Black Bolt, I believe. I opened this the other day, and I timed the market perfect because the market has gone all the way down to like $12 on this and then gone back up to $15, but $20 is the best sold. If you look at the sales data on TCG Player, I timed the market perfect and got $20 out of that somehow. Then we got some one-touch magnetic Ultra Pro card holders here, 35 point. Those sold for $17.25. We got one of our Miraidon EX League battle decks sold for $18. We got the old Lucario V-Star Premium Collection sold for $70. And then we had our biggest order here is somebody got 2 of the Astral Radiance, 2 of the Lost Origin, and 2 of the Fusion Strike Build and Battle Stadiums. That order came out to $823, I think. So pretty big order there. So, you know, it doesn't look like a whole lot, but definitely, I mean, it was about $1,000 in sales here on the table. So definitely happy with that. And yeah, time for me to put the phone down and get to packing. I got to get this stuff out of here.